Hello everyone, Quiet Porpoise here. I'm bald. I just wanted to come on here and just say a few words about a certain YouTuber movie that I just went to go see tonight. I'm coming to you from my bedroom after being back from watching it. Unless you are living under a rock from YouTube, I'm sure that most everybody, or a lot of people, know about Markiplier's movie Iron Lung. And I remember when he played the game first, like 3 years ago. And I remember, the lore update, all that good stuff. And I was just as fascinated with the game and the lore as much as he was. Sorry, I'm filming this on my phone. Sorry, it's so shaky. So, getting the news that he was making a movie based on it and bringing it to life was very exciting for me. I even went back and rewatched the video before going to see the movie, just to kind of remind myself how the video game actually went. And then me and my friends went to go see the movie tonight in the theater. And I want to give my YouTuber props view or whatever, YouTuber review, and then I want to give my honest review. So first, YouTuber review, 10 out of 10. Amazing. Everything's great. My honest review, 8 out of 10. Still pretty good though. The atmosphere was awesome, was amazing. The way they brought the game to life was just perfect in so many ways. The world building around the lore that we get from the game was just mind-boggling, and it was really, really amazing. I am a big fan of world building. I love building worlds, and I love getting to know little bits and pieces of worlds that have been built. So having all of this in the movie and the way they expanded on this lore and this backstory, you just randomly get these little tidbits in the game through a log, and the way they expanded on it and even kind of made it a little more modern was really cool. Because originally in the lore, spoilers in case you don't know, but basically we all packed up our shit and left Earth and moved to space in 92 it was. And then I don't even know, 20 or so years later, all of a sudden just this what's called the quiet rapture happens, and basically just radios go down, almost like a big bang, and most of society is just wiped out, aside from a few hundred or so. One on Mars, and then the other just on another space station or whatever. I don't know. Either way, a story aside, the world building that they did was phenomenal, and I love how they expanded on it. I really thought that was cool. Also, the acting, of course, the acting was great. We only get acting from a few of the actors, but we get a lot of good voice acting in it too. Of course, Mark plays the main character who's in this Iron Lung. And he does a phenomenal job. We already know. We've been knowing that Mark is a really good actor. We've seen all of his short films, his little clips here and there, his skits that he's done in the past. He had his whole big mini series that he did, the Heist with Markiplier, the In Space with Markiplier, all those ones. Who Killed Markiplier? Yeah. Iconic. But we've seen him acting, and yes, he plays all these multiple characters, and some of them are just so goofy that you're really really, dude. But we've seen his acting, and we know it's good, and now the world gets a taste of Mark's acting. And again, I will say, he is a really good actor. He's very good. So it was exciting to see him on like the big screen instead of just on my like little computer screen or whatever. It was nice to see that, and he did a phenomenal job playing his character. And all the other actors and actresses did a really good job as well. The voice acting for the girls on the speaker, like, it was crazy. The music was so good. I don't remember the name of the composer who did the music for the movie, but the music was great. You know, in reality, like, the thing that makes or breaks a movie is the music. A movie is not a good movie unless it has music in it, and good music. If it has music, that's fine, like a score and all that. Like, the music does make a difference. I know because I took classes and stuff and it showed me, but music and the scoring does make a difference. Whether it's tense music or romantic or goofy or whatever, you know, it really makes a difference. And it sets the vibe, sets the tone. And it did a phenomenal job because the tone was just like intense and uneasiness. Fear of the unknown is one of my all-time favorite tropes of a horror or thriller movie, is just the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's out there, you don't know what's chasing you, and you never get to know. The movie, it does kind of show you what it is that's chasing you, but there's mysteries to be solved about what is chasing you. And I absolutely love that. It just leaves your mind open for more imagination on what it could be. It left us questioning certain things. At the end, we were like, what does this mean? What is that? So, I imagine they just left it up for others' interpretation, which is totally fine, understandable, and quite honestly, that's really cool. I love when it just leaves your imagination just wondering like, oh, what was that? What did that mean? But either way, the fear of the unknown is one of my all-time favorite tropes, and this had a lot of the fear of the unknown. The video game did too, as well. But the movie really expanded on it, and I was like, yes. So that was really cool. I really liked that. Just overall, the movie, like, the crew did such a good job. Everything was just wonderful. It felt, it's weird because it kind of felt almost like it was a Hollywood production, but I know it wasn't, because it was all this like independent like studios and filmmakers and crew and all that stuff, which did a phenomenal job. But like, I don't know, like, there was certain aspects of it that felt like it was kind of Hollywood-esque, but not like crazy out of the box, out of this world like Hollywood-esque, you know. It still felt very indie, and I love that. So, and here's where the 8 out of 10 comes into play. I like how they expanded on the world building. They expanded on the lore and the story behind the game and behind everything. But they also left me really confused. Even though I've seen this video game and I know about it, it still left me confused. And to those who have not heard of this video game, have never played it, have never seen anybody play it or anything like that, or know nothing about it, they are going to be left so confused. In my opinion, I think they're going to be left so confuzzled. Like, they're going to be questioning everything. They're like, I don't understand. I'm confused about this storyline. So that's the only thing, well, one of the only things that gives it an 8 out of 10 for me, is that the storyline is just a tad, like, confusing and kind of tough to understand unless you don't know the video game and the lore behind the video game. So that's one thing about it. But again, they leave it up to your interpretation, so it makes sense. Number 2 of why it gets an 8 out of 10 is just because I personally, it's just a personal opinion, am not a fan of gore. There's no, like, gore necessarily in the movie, but there's a lot of blood. And that's the point. I know, you're literally trapped in a submarine in a blood ocean, but like, It's so much blood. And, like, it's, like, thick and, like, real, and it just looks like he's just, like, drowning in the blood. And it kind of grossed me out a little bit. Not gonna lie. So that's kind of why it bumped down a little bit for me, because the grotesque sight of just, like, all, like, the gallons and gallons of blood just, like, just kind of made me feel all queasy a little bit. So that's but those are literally the only two things that have knocked it down to an 8 out of 10 for me. That's literally the only two reasons. Otherwise, everything was great. Everything's phenomenal. Amazing. Props to Mark for having the courage to, like, bring this video game to life. Props to the crew. Props to literally everyone in pre-production, post-production, and all that shit. Go see it. Honestly, go see it. Go watch it. It's so good. It's so amazing. Like, like, honest review aside, go watch it. Go see it. And I really, really hope that it gets brought out on DVD so I can have a physical copy and always have it for when I'm like, you know, let's pop it in. And I'm very excited to see what Mark has planned next. Sounds like he might have some ideas for more big projects. So I'm very excited for that. A Markiplier project is always a good one to look forward to. All in all, 10 out of 10 YouTuber review, 8 out of 10 honest review. Go see the movie. Mark is amazing. That's it. And that's about it. Anyway, I'm done ranting about it. I'll let you guys go watch it for yourselves and see how you think. But either way, thank you for listening to my review of Iron Lung. And I'm gonna hope that I do not have nightmares about it tonight. Okay, goodbye.